शुक्र खुदा में रज़वी हो।
मौत लेके आ जाती ज़िंदगी मदीने में, मौत लेके आ जाती ज़िंदगी मदीने में, मौत से गले मिलकर ज़िंदगी में मिल जाता, मौत से गले मिलकर ज़िंदगी में मिल जाता। मोहम्मद इसहाक recited the beautiful kalam written by Qutbul Waqt and the Qutbul Afthab of the Zamana, Huzur Sayyidi wa Murshidi wa Sanadi wa Maljai wa Mawai Sayyidi Sarkare Taju Sharia radiyallahu anhu. And this sher that he read, this stanza or this couplet that he read in this kalam, in that one couplet there is an ocean of wisdom and understanding, and there is an ocean of advice. The mashayikh, the awliya kamilin, the beloved servants of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when they write something, when they write any kalam or write any ash'ar, then the aim and the objective of writing is not wahwa. The aim and the objective of writing is not so that people praise them. The aim and objective of writing is so that they may praise the beloved Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and that pure and sincere praise is what affects the hearts of the believers. It makes asar on the hearts of the believers. And that is why the scholars and the great ulama ikram have stated that when you recite the kalams of those who are maqbool bargah. Recite the kalams of those that are accepted in the court of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because when you recite the accepted kalam of those who are accepted, then your recitation and your listening will also be accepted in the court of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So maut leke aa jati zindagi Madine mein, मौत से गले मिलकर जिंदगी में मिल जाता. Sarkare Taj Sharia is explaining and giving you a brief gist of it so that we may continue. Is that मौत लेके आ जाती जिंदगी मदीने में, that if you are anywhere else and if death has to come upon you, then you will regard death as death. If you are anywhere else and if death has to come upon somebody, he will regard death as death. In reality, death is death. It's a fact, it's a reality, it's haq, you can't reject it. Okay? Maut is haq. Okay? But if you are anywhere else and maut comes to you, you will regard it as death. Death has come. And your family, your relatives, your friends, your loved ones will all say that he has now died. They will all be sad. They will make dua, whatever, but gham hoga. But if the relatives of the same man hear that he passed away in Madina, एक बात सोचने वाली, गौर करें इसमें. Anywhere in the world, you die here, you die in Japan, you die in China, you die in India, anywhere else, people will just look at it as death. Man has passed away, his time has come, he's gone. But if the same man, had to pass away in the city of the beloved Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, if he had to pass away in Madinatul Munawwara, what will everybody say? They'll say death has definitely come to him. But when they give his family talqeen and sabr, what will they say to his family? Yes, he has passed away, but look where he passed away. He has passed away, but look where he has passed away. What will they answer? They will say that he has passed away. Definitely, like the person passed away here, one person passed away there. But when the person passed away in Durban, nobody's going to say he passed away. Look, he passed away in Durban. He passed away. But when the same person had to pass away, if he were to pass away in Madinatul Munawwara, people will say that he passed away. Theek hai, hukm ilahi hai, mashiat ilahi hai. But look, he passed away in Madinatul Munawwara. Why are they saying that? Why are they saying that for Madinatul Munawwara? Because Madina is that blessed and Mubarak court. Madina Sharif is that blessed and Mubarak court that there is no other place in the Zameen. There is no other place on this earth that is like Madinatul Munawwara. There is no other place on this earth that is like Madinatul Munawwara. Ala Hazrat, Azimul Barkat, Imam Ahl Sunnat, Shah Imam Ahmad Raza Khan, Fazil Barelvi radiallahu anh. What did he say? He said that the sky, even the sky, what does it do? The sky looks down. If you look at, everybody looks up at the sky, but the sky looks down. Everybody looks up at the sky, but the sky looks down. Why? Everybody admires the sun. The sun is on the top. Everybody admires the moon is in the sky. Everybody admires the stars are in the sky. So if you want to see beauty, what do? Raise your head. You see the beauty and the glare, the radiance of the sun. You raise your head at night and you see the beauty of the full moon and the radiance. And on a night full of stars, you look up into the sky and you look at the beauty of the stars. Why? Because you want to admire the beauty of Allah's creation. You want to admire the glittering stars. You want to admire the sun which is shining so brightly. You want to admire the full moon. So you look up. You look up at the sky to see that the sky is that which holds the sun. The sky is that which holds the moon. The sky is that which holds the stars. So everybody looks up to look at the beauty and gaze into the sky. But Hazrat Azimul Barkat said something very beautiful in one of his couplets. What did he say? He said that the Zameen, the earth, looked at the sky and it said, what? Sun. Listen. हम हो गई पुश्त फलक इस्तान ज़मीन से सुन हम पे मदीना है हम हो गई पुश्त फलक इस्तान ज़मीन से सुन हम पे मदीना है ये रुतबा है हमारा. That the zameen, the earth, when the sky looked at it, the sun looked at it, and the earth is basically saying to the sky, this ground, it's saying, yes, you are blessed, you have the sun in you, you have the moon in you, you have the stars in you, and all look up to you because these radiant creations are in you. But oh sky, remember that upon me is Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Upon me is Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. All look at you, but you look at him and towards him, through whom you became the sun, through whom you became the moon, through whom you became the star. All this radiance they attained through where? Through Madinatul Munawwara. And that is why Sarkar Taj Sharia radiallahu anh says, कि मौत लेके आ जाती. Death brings with it life in Madina. When a man dies anywhere else, we say he has died in this location, he has died in that location, he has died in this location. But when he dies in Madina, we say he has got such a beautiful life. When he dies in Madina Munawwara, we say maut, this is not just maut. Huzur Taj Sharia says, maut leke aa jati zindagi Madine mein. That death in Madina brings life. That is real life. True zindagi is when you pass away in Madinatul Munawwara. That is why it should be our dua. Oh Allah, allow us to live with Iman. Allow us to die with Iman in the holy city of Medina, and allow us to be resting in Jannatul Baqi. This should be our dua. Why? Because we are in the shade of the beloved Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And Sarkar Taj Sharia, what he says in the next line? Maut leke aa jati zindagi Madine mein, maut se gale milkar zindagi mein mil jata. That when death, if death had to come to you or come to me in Medina, then embrace death. Embrace death. Why? Because when you embrace death, you will embrace life. What kind of a life? Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu anh closed his eyes in Medina. But subhanallah, his closing his eyes in Medina cannot be compared to anybody else. Because he closed his eyes in Medina. And the command came from the Rawzi Akram of the beloved Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, bring the beloved to the beloved. Bring the beloved to the beloved. And like in his lifetime, when he raised his eyes, he would see the moon of Madinatul Munawwara. Even today, he is beside the moon of Madinatul Munawwara. So this is zindagi. This is life. Maut leke aa jati. Zindagi Madine mein, maut se gale milkar zindagi mein mil jata. I was going to discuss something else today, but when he read that naat, and I heard that share that he recited, I thought, let me tell you a little bit about it. So you understand that what is the meaning of death. Today I shared one message this morning that I usually share on a Friday morning. And what did I say in that message? I said that Hazrat Sayyiduna Abu Hatim radiallahu anhu, Hazrat Sayyiduna Abu Hatim radiallahu anhu said something. What did he say? He said, divorce yourself from that which causes you to look critically at death. Divorce yourself from that which causes you to look critically at death, so that it may not be the cause of torment for you after your death. So that it may not be the cause of torment for you after your death. Divorce yourself from that which causes you to think critically or look critically at death. What is that? What causes a man to look critically at death? What is it? Dunya. Dunya. This world that we live in. This world has eaten many people. Bade baro ko kha gaya. This earth has eaten many people. It has devoured many people. Why? Because they became the slaves of the dunya. Look at the shan of the awliya Allah. Look at the shan of the awliya Allah. Look at Ghawsul A'zam Al-Jilani Al-Baghdadi radiyallahu anhu. Sarkar Ghaus Pak radiyallahu anhu. Look at his zindagi of humility. Look at his adab in the court of his mother. And I've been telling you this over and over again over the last few weeks and months, that we should not forget the value and the importance and the significance of our parents. This is a very destructive thing for you. Today people cry. Do you know what we cry about? What do we cry about today? We cry business is not doing well. We cry we're not earning like we used to earn. Ever since COVID came, the economy has collapsed. Yes, but you find that even in this difficult time, there are some who do not have much, but they are smiling. They are smiling. And if you ask them why they are smiling, and if you go and investigate, you'll find the vast difference. These are those that do not forget to go to the graves of their parents. These are those who do not forget to go to the graves of their parents and raise their hands, because it has been explained in the Hadith Mubarakah. For as long as you remember your deceased, the gist of what is in the Hadith Mubarakah, the gist of what the pious said, for as long as you remember your deceased, Allah will give you barakat in your sustenance. There will be blessings in your sustenance as long as you remember your deceased. If you forget your deceased, how will you receive the blessing? You have forgotten the hadith of the beloved Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam. While I'm on the discussion, we have forgotten that when you send reward to the beloved, to the deceased, when you make Isal Sawab. Now I'm talking about who makes Isal Sawab? Muslims. When I say Muslims, who I'm talking about? Us, Ahl Sunnat wal Jama'ah. Baki gaye bhar. We don't care about anybody else. Those who don't make, they say, you know, this is what one of the scholars said something very nicely. While I'm on the discussion, they say, Maulana, but they are saying that when you make Isal Sawab, the Sawab doesn't reach. When you make Isal Sawab, the Sawab doesn't reach the marhooms. You people are saying it reaches. I said, they are right, we are right. They are right, we are right. They said, but how can both be right? One has to be wrong. I said, no, they are right. I said, theirs don't reach. Because they believe it doesn't reach. And ours reaches because we believe it reaches. Ours reaches because we believe it reaches. When I pick up my hand anywhere in the world, my mother can be buried across the world. My father can be buried across the oceans. But when I pick up my hand and I make dua for them, then I and you have yaqeen that indeed Allah is most merciful. There is no shortage in the treasure of Allah. He gives whom He wills, when He wills. And He has made His Nabi Maliko Mukhtar. He has made His Nabi Maliko Mukhtar. His Nabi yahan bhi dete hai, wahan bhi dete. We should understand. We should understand that if we truly want success in this dunya, your first door is the door of your mother's feet. Your first door is the door of your mother's feet if they are alive. And if your parents are alive, and inverted commas, if you are shortchanging them, if you are not taking care of them, if you are disrespecting them, then you are causing yourself to already put a foot into the dungeons of hell. And if you are honoring them from your heart, then you have already put your foot into the gardens of paradise. Think about it. Do not attach yourself to this dunya so much that you forget those two important people through whom Allah made a wasila to bring you into this dunya. Have we forgotten what has happened to us? What is happening to our young generation? Have they forgot that there is something called maut? Have they forgotten that there is something called death? That it will overtake you? Can you imagine? Everybody knows, we've listened to this from the time we were children, that you will be risen in the manner in which you die. Imagine if a person dies disrespecting his mother, disrespecting his father. Allah na kare. If a person dies in that state, he will rise in that state in the court of Allah. But imagine a person who is picking up his hand and is saying, "Oh Allah, send rains of mercy upon the grave of my mother. Oh Allah, send rains of mercy upon the grave of my father." And his ruh leaves. Do you think Allah is not going to send mercy upon him? It is something to think about. That is why Hazrat Sayyidina Imam Abu Hatim radiallahu anh is telling us that divorce yourself from that which causes you to look critically at death. Today we are so lost in the dunya, and it has become a reality. We have become so deep and so lost in this dunya that we can't detach ourselves from it. We compromise our deen. We compromise our deen. We compromise our iman. We compromise our companionship. We compromise our families. Why? For the dunya. But what will this dunya benefit you? What will this dunya benefit you? The only time that this dunya will benefit you is if when you walk on this dunya, you walk in the footsteps of the pious of Allah. You walk on the footsteps of the pious servants of Allah. And you walk on this dunya with a lamp. You walk on this dunya with a lamp. And if you walk in this dunya with a lamp, inshallah you will enter the grave with the lamp. And what is the lamp that you should walk with? My Murshid Kareem Huzur Taj Sharia used to beautifully say. He says that every spot is ugly, but there is one spot that is beautiful. Every spot, if a spot comes onto your clothes, you get upset. White kurta, black spot, what happened? Anything nice you're wearing, spot comes onto it, you dislike it. But he said every spot may be ugly to somebody, but there is one spot that is very beautiful. It is the most beautiful spot. Which is that? People talk about a beauty spot. Say somebody has a spot on the face, they look very beautiful. Our Mashaykh said, you want to see the real spot, not the spot that is on the face, look at the spot that is in the heart. You get two types of spots in the heart. One spot that is one of filth, one of guna, and one spot that our Murshid Kareem taught us, which is a very beautiful and the most beautiful spot. What is that? It is the spot of the love of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That when you get that spot in your heart, and you enter that dark 6-foot grave in which will be closed from the top and sand will be dumped over you and there will be nobody with you at that time, then at that time that spot of love will become your lamp of your qabr. That spot of love will become your lamp of your qabr. And my and your Ala Hazrat says, Lahd mein ishq rukhe shah ka daag leke chale, Lahd mein ishq rukhe शाह का दाग ले के चले, अंधेरी रात सुनी थी चिराग ले के चले. That when you enter your grave, the dark grave in that time, with a spot of love in your heart of Rasul Pak sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Mubarak Chahra Anwar, then when you enter the grave, your entire grave will start become bright and radiant. And how are you going to get that spot? तेरे गुलामों का नक्शे कदम है राह खुदा, तेरे गुलामों का नक्शे कदम है राह खुदा, वो क्या बहक सके जो ये सुराख लेके चले. Follow in the footsteps of the pious. This dunya is yours, the akhirat is yours. But we are weak, we make mistakes, we make guna, we are human, we are insan. And that is why our Nabi is rahmatul lil alamin. That is why our Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam is rahmatul lil alamin. But we have to take ourselves in the qadam of Rasul Pak sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That is why we should remember this dunya is temporary. Do not lose ourselves so much that we forget our deen. Do not lose ourselves so much that we forget our mashayikh. Do not lose ourselves so much that we can't remember the road to the grave of our parents. Think about it. Life is very short. When this COVID started, everybody was in panic. The panic has become a little bit less because it's become part of life. But when it started and we were seeing 50 to 60 janazas a day, in our own city, 50 to 60 janazas a day. And we'll be seeing more than 1,000 somewhat Muslim deaths in our country in a month. What was happening? Everybody was thinking, who's next? Who's next? But after all this is subsiding a little bit, where's gone our consciousness? Have we forgotten that it is not COVID that is killing? That is a means. This is the will of Allah. This is the will of Allah. Allah will take you when He wills. Allah will take me when I will. And you will not answer for me and I will not answer for you. Each will be answerable and accountable to his Creator by himself. But we should remember, Al-bir la yabla wa dam la yunsa wa dayyan la yamut. I'mal ma shi'ta kama tadinu tudan. I've said this many times. Al-bir la yabla, your good deeds will not be wasted. Wa dam la yunsa, and your sins will not be forgiven, will not be forgotten. Wa dayyan la yamut, and the one who recompenses and rewards does not die. Allah. I'mal, do whatever you want. I'mal ma shi'ta. Do what you want, kama tadinu tudan. You will reap whatever you sow. That is what the pious are teaching us. This is what Hazrat Imam Abu Hatim taught us. And this is what Huzur Taj Sharia taught us in that beautiful share. In one share, there is an ocean flowing, and for us to understand that this life is very temporary. It is just a transit. How much of time we spend here is upon the will of Allah. But do not attach ourselves so much to it. So much that we forget those that we should love. We forget our parents. The most important people in our lives in this dunya, after Allah's beloved Rasul and the beloveds of Allah, the most important people are your parents. But if you're not going to remember them, if you're not going to make dua for them, if you're not going to take their dua, kya fayda hai? What benefit do you have? What is our use here? It is something we should think about. Allah give us tawfiq khair. Allah bless us to understand this and give us understanding of deen. For fortunate and blessed is that person who Allah has given the understanding of religion. Allah give us understanding of deen. Those that have passed away in our community, Allah exalt them in Jannat al-Firdaus. Those that are bimar in our community, those that we know of and don't know of as well, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant them shifa kamil sehat ajil. I'm just looking for two names very quickly. Haji Yunus from Bombay messaged me this morning and he said, make special dua for Haji Ibrahim Razvi, Al-Haj Muhammad Ibrahim Razvi of Bombay, who passed away, and I think last night or this morning. And the wife of Janab As Muhammad also, he said, who passed away. Allah make them maghfirat and exalt them in Jannat al-Na'im. All the others that have passed away in Ahlul Sunnah, those that we know or not, Allah exalt them in Jannat al-Na'im. Those that are bimar, those that are in parishani, Allah remove them from their calamity. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keep us with iman. Let us leave this world with iman in the holy city of the beloved Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and be given the opportunity to rest in Jannat al-Baqi beside the Mubarak wall of the court of the beloved Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.